Namaskara everyone. At the outset, let me introduce myself. I am K. Satish Hande, working as Administrative Officer for the past 10 years. Rather, I have improved my knowledge by interaction with the students and faculty members, irrespective of the fact that my duty is to collect fees from students and accounting. Prima facie, it is my pleasure in working in this education institution for a long period. About our college is 20 years old, having 12.5 acres of land with all facilities and amenities like digital library with more than 35,000 volumes, playground, transportation, etc. Our college is situated exactly 12 kilometers away from Bangalore central area, that is near Dodkalsandra metro station of Kanakapura Road, which is surrounded by Mantri International Mall, number of flats and residential buildings as well as industries. About our management, our college is well managed by expertised educationists with the highly qualified personalities studied abroad with the motto of encouraging and extending professional courses to middle class families. We are not accepting any type of donation as a management policy. About faculty members, all our professors, associate professors, assistant professors are well experienced in teaching line for the past several years. About financial assistance, we are quite aware that during this pandemic COVID-19, people lost the job or salary is being partly paid from the employer side, that is nearly 50% cut, business loss, etc. It's a question of survival to some families. Considering these facts of financial burden, our management entered into an agreement with a company called Jodo, a lending company assisting the students and parents by extending entire college fee amount as a loan with 0% interest, subject to repayment of amount in equal monthly installments through checks. The conditions are very simple, that is favorable civil rating, source of income, and check would not have been bounced back for want of funds in their account. And overall, it is my pleasure to welcome you all. Be with us. We will certainly make you a professional engineer. All the best. Thank you one and all.
Good morning to you all on another day. Today we're going to slightly deviate from the topics for the last previous 2 days. You had NF on different topics. Today it will be slightly different. The first topic is going to be yoga and meditation, and which is become very, very essential. We are also proud that India is leading in yoga all over the world. And to make you enlightened in yoga and meditation, we have a great personality, Dr. N. Muralidhara, Professor and HOD, Sri Sri Ayurvedic College, along with his team. I welcome Dr. Muralidhara sir to enlighten you on yoga and meditation. Please do welcome. Please enlighten our students on these topics, sir.
Namaste. I'm glad to introduce the speakers of this program, that is Yoga and Meditation for Health. Our first speaker for the program, Dr. N. Muralidhar sir. He is currently serving as Professor for the Department of Sharira Rachana in Sri Sri College of Ayurvedic Science and Research. Sir has completed his graduation BAMS from Bangalore University and post-graduation in Shalya Tantra from RGOHS Karnataka. Sir has 28 years of teaching experience and has served as lecturer, assistant professor, and professor in various esteemed colleges of Ayurveda. He also has an administrative experience as former principal in Sri Sri College of Ayurvedic Science and Research, and he was also the project director of Ayush Grama, Kalahalli Grama Panchayat, Ramanagara. Sir has served as examiner for various undergraduate and postgraduate examinations, and he was also the member of Board of Studies Ayurveda UG and PG at UHS. He is currently also the member of Institutional Ethical Committee for Sri Sri College of Ayurvedic Science and Research. Sir is also the editor of Gnana Srotas quarterly magazine dedicated to Sharira Rachana, that is published by All India Sharira Research Institute and STM Hassan, that is STM College of Ayurveda Hassan. Sir also has various publications accredited to his name, of which effect of Pratisaraniya Kshara on Ardra Ashes is very important. He has also been an effective part of various seminars and conference of various national and international level seminars and workshops. Sir has also been awarded with many awards, and to mention a few are, he is awarded with fellowship by All India Sharira Research Institute, Lucknow. He is also been accredited with Sharira Ratna by International Academy of Ayurveda Physicians at 2011, Certificate of Honor from RGOHS Karnataka, and he is also been awarded as Sharira Bhaskara by All India Sharira Research Institute and in 2013. Sir also has various hobbies along with his academic and professional accreditations, and to mention a few is writing public educating articles, radio talks on health, reading books, and listening to music. The next speaker of today, that is Dr. Sriharsha KV. Dr. Sriharsha KV, he is the managing trustee of Appium Ayurveda Foundation. He is the executive director for the Center of Manuscript Research, Appium Institute of Indigenous Sciences and Research, and the chief consultant for Sri Tulasi Ayurvedalaya, Bengaluru. He is currently serving as associate professor for the Department of Samhita, Samskrita and Siddhanta at Sri Sri College of Ayurvedic Science and Research. His professional skills include that he's clinically oriented in specialty of treating respiratory and skin disorders through Ayurveda, and he has a proficiency in Ayurvedic manuscriptology. He's been awarded with Agnivesha 2014 for his outstanding performance in academics, and he is also felicitated as the best alumni for contributions in the field of health services and education in Ayurveda at Samavaya 2016. He has organized various innovative activities in academic, literary, and cultural heads for undergraduate students and also the postgraduate scholars. Dr. Sriharsha KV has been graduated from Sri Sri College of Ayurvedic Science and Research in 2011 and postgraduate in Ayurveda Samhita from STM College of Ayurveda and Hospital, Hassan in the year 2014. He is very well known for his proficiency in Ayurvedic consultation, Ayurveda manuscriptology, and teaching. He has trained several students and faculty in various aspects of manuscriptology and is also a well-versed teacher in fundamentals of Ayurveda. He is also the principal research investigator for projects related to manuscripts that is sanctioned from various national institutes. To his credentials, he has successfully treated more than 6,000 patients through the modalities of Panchakarma, and he has fronted many innovative programs for the development of Ayurveda and manuscriptology. With his leadership and organizing skills, he intends to work towards creating scientific awareness about Ayurveda in general public and develop innovative mindfulness in the fraternity of Ayurveda.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Dr. Ranjini Deshpande, for that beautiful introduction. Without wasting much time, I will get into my topic. My topic, though it is yoga, health, and topic today, the Ayurveda and yoga go hand in hand. So we felt, coming from Ayurveda institution, I felt it is important to talk brief introduction about Ayurveda too. So I shall go through these slides now. Ragadirogan satatan ashaktan asheshakaya prasutan asheshan autsukyo mohartidan jagana apurva vaidhaya namostu tasmai. Salutations to our Purva Acharyas and Apurva Vaidya, Lord Dhanvantari, Doctor, Lord of Medicine. So he symbolizes all the principles of Ayurveda here in this picture representation. Now coming to presentation now. So today's topic is about health. So health science, Ayurveda, aims about swastasya swastha rakshanam aturasya vikara prashamanam. Preserving health in healthy individuals and curing the disease ones. Out of these, both are equally important, but we give much importance for prevention. As it is said, prevention is better than cure. Instead of putting hand in the mud and washing your hand, it is better to keep away from the muddy water. That is being told. To achieve this in Ayurveda, they are told they prescribe both dinacharya and rutucharya. That means what are the dietetic regimen to be followed in day-to-day life, starting from the time of you get up from the bed till you go to the sleep. In between, what are the routine should be there that is being described in dinacharya. Rutucharya is another regimen told by in Ayurveda that is about seasonal variations. So whatever the Rutu, as you know, it is seasons. Different seasons have different impact on the body, physical activities of the body, both physiology of the body. So the body to be get adjusted to it. To achieve this, Ayurveda has laid down some rules and regulations that is described under Rutucharya. This will be dealt, Dinacharya and Rutucharya will be dealt in detail in the coming session. Our colleagues will be talking about, Harsha will be talking about this in detail. Now coming to definition of health, how it has been described by the WHO, it means not mere the absence of the disease or infirmary, but a state of well-being at the physical, mental, and social, spiritual levels. This is the most important thing. So here, when you look into the word Ayurveda, why I'm telling you this, there are a lot of misconceptions, myths about Ayurveda, understanding of Ayurveda. The simple word Ayurveda means Ayuhu plus Veda, Ayurveda. It's science of life. As many people think most of the time, it's not just a herbal medicine, prescribing some medicine curing the disease. It's not like that. It's a whole science of life. The definition goes like this: Hitahitam sukham dhukkam ayustasya hitahitam mananta chatta yatroktam ayurveda savuchyate. The science, it deals with hitahitam, what is wholesome and unwholesome for the living being, and what causes happiness, what causes unhappiness to the person. And mananta chatta yatroktam, that where the span of this being described very well, that is called as Ayurveda. So Ayurveda is most scientific based science, scientific based life science, which speaks about the prevention of the disease and curing of the disease. So coming to the definition of swastha in Ayurveda, it is very set, samadosha samagyishcha samadatu malakriyaha prasannatmendriya manaha swastha ityabhijiyate. That means samadosha samagyishcha samadatu malakriyaha. All this speaks about physical aspect of the body. Samadosha, all the activities of the body, which is the balanced state, are the three doshas, vata, pitta, kapha to be in a balanced state. And Sama-agni, the digestive process in the body should be in normal condition. And Samadhatu, all the bodily tissues, starting from Rasatu, Shukra Dhatu, bodily tissues will be a balanced state. Malakriyaha, and excretory process also to be a normal condition. When this is there, that is physical aspect of the body. Another aspect is there, that is mental aspect or the metaphysical component of it. That is being described in the next time. Prasanna Atmendriya Manaha. The pleasantness to be felt in all the level, mind, at your mind and your intellect level, when there is maintained, that is real swasthya. This will be given most important. To achieve this, whatever the next session will be talking about, that helps you to do that. So Ayurveda, the brief introduction part of Ayurveda I got the three main texts called Charaka Samhita, Sushruta Samhita, and Vagbhata Samhita. The first medical text available in the universe is Charaka Samhita, and Sushruta Samhita is another great text where there is description of surgical procedures. Sushruta is considered to be the father of surgery. Even to the extent he has described all the pre-operative, operative, post-operative procedures and 8 kinds of surgical procedures, what is described by Sushruta. Even today, same is being followed. No, next one is, ninth one is not added there. So much great science it is. But Vagbhata has written Ashtanga Sangraha and Ashtanga Hridaya. These texts speaks about all the 8 branches of Ayurveda. Now coming to the, what are those 8 branches of Ayurveda? Here it goes Kaya, Bala, Graha, Urdhvanga, Shalya, Dhamshta, Jara, Vrushan. Kaya Chikitsa is the thing which speaks about general medicine, or just related to any of your respiratory system, digestive system, or joint disorders, musculoskeletal disorders, all these in general health condition, whatever there, that's being dealt in Kaya Chikitsa, general medicine. Next one, Bala Chikitsa, that means where the pediatrics, there are some specific diseases which comes under infants, newborn, and even in the womb stage itself, there are some medication may be needed. All this being dealt in that branch of science called Bala Roga, Bala Chikitsa. Graha also is another condition where some infectious diseases dealt in detail and the prevention of this being described. Next comes Urdhvanga. That means Urdhvanga means upper part of the body. That speaks about your ear, nose, throat, dentistry, and ophthalmology. All these being the diseases related to this being described very well, and treatment for that also being described. Shalya Chikitsa, the general surgeries will be described there, different types of procedures, 8 types, Chetana, Vedana, all these types of procedures, Aushadha, Shara, Shastra Karma, everything is described in detail in this text. Next comes Dhamshtra or toxicology. It speaks about poisonous bite, or if the person is consumed poison, how to treat it, how to overcome how to prevent the mass poison condition is there, how pollution of the air or pollution of the water to be prevented. All such descriptions are available in the branch of Ayurveda. Next, some geriatrics, there are specific diseases related to age-related diseases that is being described very well in branch of Ayurveda called Jara Chikitsa. Next, some Vrusha aphrodisiac treatment related to getting the good progeny. What are the measures to be taken? That's being described very well in the branch. This is about Ashtanga Ayurveda. 8 specialties. What we speak about is the age-old specialties, not recently introduced by the modern science. So here it comes to a thing. Though we have reached moon and come back, and we find troublesome to cross our own roads and meet our neighbors, we have conquered our outer space, but not the inner space. What is this inner space he speaks about? That also is most important thing to be dealt. In Ayurveda Yoga, we talk about body is considered to be made out of Pancha Koshas. There is Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and Anandamaya Kosha. These different layers of the living existence is going subtler and subtler as we enumerate from outer to inside. And in the vastness also is going increasing its vyapti. When you go to the innermost part of the Anandamaya Kosha, its vastness is more. Coming to the Annamaya Kosha, the physical body, what talk about, is derived out of what we consume. That is being dealt in that. Pranamaya Kosha is the breath, life force, what is seen there, that is that to be controlled properly. That will be coming to that point later. And Manomaya Kosha, thoughts of the mind, activities of the mind, which acts as it is helpful for both gaining the knowledge and performing the action. It's described as Ubhayendriya. And that is most important, how to control the thoughts and how to control your mind, as being dealt in yoga in detail, that we are going to talk in the coming session. Next, some Vijnanamaya intellect layer is another important thing, so because supposed to be kept in the balance. So when you Across all these, Anandamaya Kosha is the most important, innermost core of the existence. That is Anandamaya Kosha, where the total bliss and the harmony will be maintained properly. This thought of a whole living being is described like this in Yoga Shastra. That is, we are going to talk about. To achieve this, when there is low energy in the body, it cannot be seen as Anandamaya Kosha level, you cannot maintain. To achieve that, there are some regimens they have described. When there is low state of energy, you're going to have depression, anxiety, fatigue, confusion, and diseases will occur. This is normally when there is low state of energy. To overcome that, to maintain the energy in the body, you have to look into the sources of energy. What are the four sources of energy? Food, sleep, calm meditative state of mind, and breath. So these are related to what are the different layers we had shown in the previous slide. No? Starting from Annamaya Kosha to Anandamaya Kosha, these are the sources of energy you should remember. Now, food is the one which is related to the physical body, Annamaya Kosha, and sleep and calm meditative mode is another, and breath is another thing which is related to the mind, intellect, and meditation itself is the another breath is another thing to be remembered very well, which controls the mind. Indriyana manonata manonatasta marutaha. All the indriyas or sense organs are controlled by mind. In turn, mind is controlled by breath. But of experience also, whenever there is some emotional disturbance, naturally your breathing pattern also will vary to a great extent. Vice versa is also true. Moment you control your breathing pattern, naturally your emotions also come into control. This is what we have seen. That you are going to experience in the coming session. Dr. Harsha will be talking about that, giving you the good experience of that. How the breathing pattern will affect your state of mind and bring into control. So Ahara, Swapna, Brahmacharya, these are the important four sources of energy to be remembered that we are going to we will be dealing in detail in the coming sessions. So just for information, 90% of the impurities in our body are eliminated through our breath. Just to be kept in the mind. So proper breathing pattern to be practiced. On an average, we use only 30% of lung capacity. You must think, whenever you're using only 30% of lung capacity and we live so much healthy, and think of, we make use the maximum use of this lung capacity, what will be their state of health? So breath is the link between body, mind, and emotion. This is to be remembered very well. So breath, whenever the moment you control the breath, your mind will come into control. And the mind is coming into control, the senses will be under your control. And when your senses are under control, you will live a happy life. So, Indriyana manonataha, manonatasta marutaha. This to be remembered very well. It should be kept in the mind. So, keeping this in the mind, our next session will be continuing with that. The meditation also they will be practicing it. You'll be practicing, you'll give a practical demo. So, these are the thoughts to be remembered. Just I'm going to rush through the slides now because human being is there, not logical living and emotional living, both will be there. Most of the time we give importance to only logical living, but emotional living also most important. To keep up your emotions in a proper way, these thoughts are most helpful. We talk much, but we love little, and we hate too much. We have multiplied our possessions, but reduced our values. Today we have higher buildings, wider highways, but shorter temperaments and narrower points of view. With much more food and but less nutrition. There are times but liberty but less joy. Income is more but enjoyment is also less. We spend more but enjoy less. We have bigger houses but smaller families. We have more compromises but less time. We have more knowledge but less judgment. We have more medicines but less health. These are thoughts to be remembered always. So when you are coming across this, just in the next slide, I'm going to show you our institutions where all these facilities, your health problem related facilities are also available. We can make use of this. Well-equipped hospital and college is available. Outdoor and indoor facilities are available. Just I'm rushing through these slides, OPD sections. Serene atmosphere, you can see. This is the wards arrangement. This is the aerial view of our campus, where you can make use of this also the serene atmosphere, vibrant condition you can appreciate here. This is a well-equipped OT. So it is said in Bhagavad Gita, Jatasa hi dhruvom mrityu. One person who born has born to die. Whatever is created to be perished. But it's never said Jatasa hi dhruvo roga, something like that. So health is our birthright. You must keep it in your mind. And your health is your responsibility. Keeping this in the mind. So whatever the tips you are going to give in the next session, coming session, you must make best use of this and keep your good health. Thank you very much. Fast I can
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಯ್ತು.
ಎಷ್ಟು ನಿಮಿಷ ಆಗಿದೆ?
ಈಗ
10 ನಿಮಿಷ 25 ನಿಮಿಷ ನೀನು ಕಮ್ಮಿ.
Namaste. It's my privilege to introduce myself and also yours for the sorry. Namaste. Welcome to the second presentation by me, Dr. Sriharsha KV. I'm working as Associate Professor in the Department of Samhita, Samskrita and Siddhanta at Sri Sri College of Ayurvedic Science and Research. Today, we'll be discussing about some of the aspects related to managing your health through the Ayur Yoga way. The Ayur Yoga way, in this particular session, I will be dealing with the management of health through Ayurveda. So let's begin with the question that how fit we are or how fit you are. So we see that always people ask us that whether you are healthy or you are fit. And we also have seen that recently the Fit India movement had started, which was started by our national leaders. And also it was inspired by many of the celebrities even. Many of us have taken the fitness challenge with various perspectives, but we see that somehow we realized that we are not completely fit or we are not healthy in one or the other aspect. So let us understand what is the very nature of fitness, or what do you mean by health, and how to maintain our health in a good way, and how does Ayurveda help in this regard. So if we have to think over this, then at this current situation, you can see that we need to be protected a lot. That is, the COVID-19 has also taken its steps in each and everyone's life. So people say that you cannot afford to get sick, because if you get sick, then you are stepping into a lot of consequences. So it is up to us to protect ourselves and to maintain our body's immune system, or the innate capacity to fight out the diseases. And also how to improve our immunity is by making the right choices in our life. So making the right choices for our health, we can maintain our health in a good way and also develop our immunity in a positive way. So what's the secret of keeping our health in a positive way? The secret lies in living longer. That is, if you have to live longer, that is what we call in Ayurveda as Ayu, that is increasing our lifespan. And that is what was also explained by Dr. Muralidhar sir, that Ayurveda is a science which is dealing with the Ayu, that is the Veda of Ayu. So the Ayu, or the lifespan, is to be increased by us, or we need to have a quality life. So the secret lies in maintaining our health in different perspectives or different components of a life, which mainly comprise of the whatever we eat, whatever activity we do, and how we sleep, or how we take rest or give rest to the body. So the secret lies in eating half, walking double, laugh triple, and love without any measure. So I think this is in a nutshell, which is described in Ayurveda also in the form of different Sanskrit shlokas. But in a nutshell, we can see that these are the things which we have to think over and also practice in our daily lives. So let us understand these components of health, or components which make our life more happier. So the first component which we will discuss today is about the diet or what we eat. So eating well is very, very important. You know that many people, especially youngsters, feel that eating right things or wrong things doesn't matter. It is how, what nutritious food you eat. But we see that any kind of exercise program or whenever you have any kind of problem related to your lifestyle, especially with respect to obesity or any problem related to the the metabolism, you see that people go to exercise programs. But the major important thing which is focused upon is on the diet. Therefore, you can see that many youngsters, whenever they go for any kind of these kind of programs, they quit it because they cannot manage their diet well. So eating well is very important. When you say well, that means it should be a balanced diet, and also it should be nutritious. At the same time, it should also have the all the components which can nourish the body, mind, and soul, all the three. So some important points which I'll be telling you today is always eat the regular meals per day. You can have 2 meals, major meals, and you can have a small snack also in between if you are hungry. But you should never skip your breakfast, or the morning food should never be skipped, because that is the time when you get the maximum nutrition and the body is ready to accept the food. And it is always seen that many people have a heavy dinner. That is, in the morning they are busy with their work schedules and they will not be able to concentrate on their the food. Therefore, in the dinner they have much more things, the varieties of food, and also the quantity of food also is increased. But usually it is advised that we are not supposed to take a heavy dinner, and the dinner should be usually early. It should not be very late. So always make sure that your dinner is a little light, and also it is around 7 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. So one more important thing which you have to remember is not all foods are good for you. So how do we decide that what food is good for me or not good for me? So you should learn about, see how you learn about things around you. You should also learn. It is our responsibility to learn about what we eat, because what we eat is what we are. Therefore, we have to learn about what we can eat for according to our body constitution, because each one of us is different. So therefore, we need to see what is our prakriti. In Ayurveda, this concept of understanding the body constitution is called as prakriti. So according to your prakriti, if you can decide what food you have to take, then it will make your body, mind, and soul well nourished, and also you can go on with the activities in a positive way. One more important thing which we have to concentrate is how we eat. Always, whenever you are having any kind of food, it is recommended that you are relaxed, you should be happy, and you should also chew your food well. Because we many times see that many people eat very fast, or they do not chew their food. It is recommended according to Ayurveda that you should at least chew your food at least for 12 times and then ingest it, so that it will be almost half of the digestion is completed in the oral cavity itself, because there are salivary glands which secrete the saliva, and half of the assimilation already starts there. So therefore, it is advised that you always chew your food well. It is seen that nowadays that people are in a very very fast forward mode. Therefore, they do not have time for anything, and they do not also have time for having their food. So and also they will be stressed with a lot of work. Therefore, they do not concentrate on what they are eating. It is always seen that many of the stress related problems affect the digestion directly, and whenever you are stressed, your digestion and metabolism will not happen properly, and because of that you may end up with a lot of digestive issues, and that may lead to many other chronic diseases. Therefore, you should never skip your food. Whenever you are hungry, have the proper food, how much ever your hunger is, according to that is called as the Agni in Ayurveda, that is the Jaఠragni, what we call. So whenever your digestion or your body is asking for the energy, you have to give it in the right way. And it is always recommended that you should not gulp any kind of junk food whenever you feel a little hungry. Always it is recommended that you take proper quantity of food and the proper right kind of food so that it nourishes your body in a proper way, and also the metabolism happens in a right way, and then the waste products are also excreted in the right time and the right way. It is also recommended that you do not, get into wrong practices or practices wherein it involves any kind of tranquilizers or any kind of habits like smoking or taking alcohol, etc. Because indulging in such foods or drinks will always lead to the it hampers the digestion and also the metabolism, and may lead to a lot of diseases also. Now, it is so true that even by protecting yourself from various factors, many diseases are conquering our health. So, what if you get into smoking or alcohol or any kind of wrong practices? It will definitely affect your health, and your immune system will go low very much, and yeah, any kind of disease can conquer your health very swiftly. Therefore, it is recommended that you always make sure that you do not get into any kind of bad habits. The second important thing what we have to concentrate is on the sleep. We see that food and sleep are the two components in anybody's life which is enjoyed, right? So always sleep also should be enjoyed, and we have heard from our childhood that early to bed and early to rise will make a man healthy, wealthy, and wise, right? This is what we have heard. But we see that many a times, even if you sleep for a certain period of time, you do not have that particular satisfaction of sleeping, or you may cover the hours of sleep, but the quality of sleep may not be much. Therefore, the quality of sleep matters a lot for the proper maintenance of health. Therefore, you need to always sleep in the night and not in the daytime. You should not extend your sleep. It is not that you are sleeping at around 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock at night and waking up at 9 or 10 in the morning. Always it is recommended that you go early to bed and rise early, so that you have proper time period in which you are giving rest to the body, and also it is in accordance to the biological clock. So therefore, you need to discipline your body according to the biological clock, or you have to discipline yourself towards the nature. That is according to the discipline of the nature. If you obey the orders of the nature, then nature will protect you and also keep you immune, and also it will help you to get away with the diseases. The most important thing, one more important thing after the sleep is exercising regularly, because many a times we see that many people do not get into proper sleep because of very less physical activity. Therefore, a little bit of physical activity in your lives will make your sleep better, and also your digestion and metabolism also will become more better, and you will have a healthy life. So with this presentation, we have seen that it is important for us to understand the two major components of our life, that is, which is nourishing our lives, that is food as well as sleep. The third important component which we are going to talk, and which will be taken up by Dr. Ranjani, will be on the exercise or the activities what you have to do. When you are exercising, there are a few things which you have to keep in mind. And when you are not exercising, also you have to see that how you are, or how you are sitting, standing, or sleeping. So on these things also Dr. Ranjani will be speaking. So in this presentation, until we have understood that the health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, and it is not only the absence of any kind of disease. We also know that we have to always upkeep our body, and with any kind of waste should not get accumulated in our body. It should be eliminated out from the body, and we have to make complete use of the life energy which is flowing in our body for the betterment of our lives and to do good work. one more important thing what we have to note is exercising or keeping our activities in line to our body discipline, and also which is in harmony with the nature. Adding yoga and meditation also will help us in safeguarding ourselves from many kinds of stress which are caused due to this modern lifestyle. So therefore, um, um, focusing on these areas, we now further on move with the yoga and meditation part, and also about the good postures and also the exercises what we can do to maintain our health. So for the next part of the presentation, I would like to introduce Dr. Ranjani Deshpande. Dr. Ranjani Deshpande completed her BAMS at Government Ayurveda Medical College, Bengaluru, and her Masters in Shalya Tantra, that is Ayurvedic surgery, from the same college by securing 5th rank from Rajiv Gandhi University of Health Sciences, Karnataka. She is currently working as consultant Ayurvedic surgeon at Sri Tulsi Ayurvedalaya, Bengaluru, and also chief consultant at Sri Dhatri Ayurveda, Bengaluru. Along with her clinical practice of Ayurveda, she is also handling the COVID-19 related project at Central Council for Ayurvedic Sciences and Research at Bengaluru. And she is also a certified yoga instructor from SVYASA, that is Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhana University at Bengaluru. And she has been guiding her clients also with therapeutic yoga along with her surgical skills. She also is a good Carnatic classical music singer, and she also has to her credit of publishing many papers, scientific papers in national and international journals, and also presenting on different topics of Ayurveda in national and international seminars and public awareness programs. So I welcome Dr. Ranjani Deshpande to take over about the yoga and the meditation part of this presentation. Over to you, Dr. Ranjani.
Namaste. I myself, Dr. Ranjani Deshpande. Now I will be talking about yoga, meditation, and certain kind of postures that we adopt in our day-to-day life. Now, before this, now you have now understood about the aspects of Ayurveda, the basic principles of Ayurveda, and also from Dr. Sri Harsha about how we have to eat and what are the various activities that we have to do in our day. Now, what is that important aspect that now we will be reading through is that one thing is the role of exercises. Now, all of us here know what is exercise and what is the importance of exercise in our life. But on the contrary, it is also very sad that of late that none of us are exercising that well that we are supposed to do. Why? Because now, as you all are students, we all almost know that now our schedule is confined to a system, a table, and a chair. So you have many online classes that is to be attended. So even before your exams in the pre-university level, it was online for a period of more than 6 months. And maybe even in future, for another 4 to 6 months at least, you will be confined to an online virtual teaching. So what is that posture, what we are getting adopted to, and what is the changes that this particular posture is doing, whether it is doing good to us or whether it is doing bad to us. Now, the first thing is that if all of you are able to at least extract 20 minutes to 30 minutes of your time for the practice of yoga, it is very well and good and excellent. Now, suppose we are not able to exercise at all. Then one thing is that we should never let our body to deteriorate completely. Now, if not a distinction, at least we should not fail, right? So we have to adopt certain measures in our day-to-day routine so that instead of a complete deterioration of our health, at least some part of it we are able to manage in the way we are carrying our day-to-day exercises. So the next what we are going to see is, so the first thing what the slide reads here is mind your posture. Now, why is it mind your posture? Now, you could have had elders telling to you, mind your tongue, mind your language. So why is the word mind used? So it is something that, it cannot happen on its own. We need the involvement of our mind so that we are in a correct path or in the correct mode. So even for this, mind your posture, it is something that we are not at all giving our minds to, and it is very vague in our day-to-day activities. So in this current presentation, we will see what are the different things so that we can keep or we can mind our posture or the attitude of the body. Next, please. Okay, so the next slide, what it says here is correct postures. Now, before we move on to correct posture, we have to know what posture literally means. So what does posture means? So in general, in the layman terms, posture means the general attitude of the body. So now I am standing. So this is in a standing posture. So the body as a whole, the total body as how we carry it is what is called as posture. And one important thing with respect to the posture is not just the alignment, but it also includes the alignment of the limbs. So posture incorporates the entire the central system, and along with that, how are we aligning our upper limbs and the lower limbs with respect to the central body is called as the posture. Now, once we know there is something called as previous slide, please. Previous slide. Now, once we know what is posture, so for everything there is something called as bad, good, correct, and incorrect. So even in this term also there is something called as good posture. So what a good posture is. Now it is very astonishing to see that however we sit, the way we stand itself kills certain amount of energy. And it is also astonishing to see that if your body is in a good posture, the body is utilizing only a minimum of the stipulated amount of energy. Suppose you're adopting to a wrong posture, then the body is spending more amount of energy to adapt yourself to that bad posture. So good posture is that keeps the alignment of your spine in such a way that the body is spending only the needed amount of energy for you to stabilize in that posture. And what is another importance of the good posture? It is that where all the functions of your organs and all the functions of your the circulatory products, all of them happen with very ease. So that is called as good posture. For that, it is very important for us to know the concept of something called as a correct alignment of the spine. Now, as I'm standing right in front of you, if you imagine the spine running at the center of my body, you feel it is just a straight line. So by seeing the spine from the front, it looks like a straight line. But when it is in a sideways, then how the spine actually looks is like, it looks like it has a certain amount of curvature. So that is called as. So suppose you consider this is the inverse of your body. That is, you have the head, nose, mouth, and the tongue. And this is your back part. And you have the lip. So what we have is, one we have an inward curvature, then we have an outward curvature, and again we have an inward and a slightly outward curvature. So this is called as a proper spine. So this is your neck part. In the medical terms, we call it as the cervical spine. So it has a little bending towards the inside. This comes the trunk part. In medical terms, it is called as the thoracic curvature, which has a slight outward bending. And next you have for the lumbar curvature. So this is called as lordosis. So that is, there is a slight inward curvature again, and then the last part, that is the sacrum and the coccyx, that is incorporated within the pelvic bones. So this is the natural shape of your spine. So when you see it in a broad way, you think that the spine is straight, but no, actually it has a slight curvature. So any posture of your body, whether it is sitting, standing, any posture that incorporates this neutral spine is called as a good posture. So as long as you are in good posture, then you are doing less harm to your body. So now we know what posture is and what good posture is. Next slide. Okay. So what is that we are learning today? So as we already seen, what are different postures, what are abnormal postures, what are good postures, and then what are the physical activities that we can do to rectify the postures are those points that we will be covering today now in this presentation. Next slide. Okay. Now, we all know that, as I told in the beginning, with respect to posture, what are the different different postures that we normally accustomed to. So the first is sitting posture. The second is standing posture. And the third is sleeping posture. So these are the three main postures that usually we incorporate in day-to-day activities. So now in all the three there are two types. One is static and one is dynamic. Now what is static? When you are sitting for a long time, like how you listen to your online classes, you sit for about 5 to 6 hours in the same sitting posture. So it is a static posture. What is dynamic? When your muscles and your body is in some activity, while you're walking, while you're running, all those are dynamic postures. So the first thing is like with respect to the standing posture, what we see in the screen. So one important thing, whatever we are doing, our alignment should be proper. So in standing posture, whenever we are standing, we have to look at a certain posture that we have to incorporate. Now, when you are standing, what is called as a good or a perfect posture? So when we are standing, like how I'm standing now, it should be in such a way that the earlobe, that is this earlobe, must be in central line to the level of your shoulders. The shoulders, when you there is a line of gravity that runs through these centers, what I'm telling. So when that line is in the straight line, as you can see in the picture, then you're standing in a correct way and it is not doing any harm to your body. So the gravitational line runs from your earlobe to your shoulder, at the level of your hip, and at the level of your knee, and to the level of the lateral aspect of your foot. So if this is your foot, you have a bone here, you can feel, right? So a line that runs straight through all of this when you are standing, then it says that you're standing in the correct posture and that the weight is balanced equally between the left and right halves of your body. So the next slide. So the next, now in this particular slide, what we can see is that variation of the standing posture. So we can say to ourselves that many of the times we have accustomed ourselves to all these wrong postures. So in the first one, what is it? It says way back. So what is happening to the, now we saw the neutral spine. So in this case, what is happening? So there is a deviation of the spine. So it is swayed back. So the upper from the thoracic, it is swayed back. From the next what we see, so there is a deviation at here. So when few people have a habit of increasing the thoracic curvature. So all of these are wrong postures that could be doing harm to the body, while the last one is the good posture. The next one. Now, this is with respect to using of cell phone, which is usually the normal thing what we are seeing. So always that we can see in this picture that how there is variation in the degree of the spinal curvature with respect to the holding of the mobile with your hand. So it must always be that the any screen should be at the level of your eyes so that it is not causing unnecessary strain on your neck. Next slide. Okay. Now coming to the sitting, now we saw how a good standing posture should be. Now even when coming to the sitting also, there is certain alignment of the body where you can say that you are sitting properly. So what are the important things? So whenever you sit for an online class or whenever you sit, these things has to be taken to importance. The first thing is that your spine should be erect and there should not be a dome shape or a curvature of your spine. The next thing, as you can see in the picture, the foot is placed flat on the ground and that there is a right angle between that you can draw between the elbow joint to the hip joint to the knee joint. So this L shape should be maintained such that when you're sitting, resting your forearm on the lap, the forearm and the ground should be parallel. So when you're sitting like that, that will not cause any stress to your postures and that will not cause any abnormalities. Next slide. So this is how usually it has to be seen. Now, do not go into much details of the angles that is being told in the picture, but at least you can make the important changes to note, see how the forearm of the person sitting is parallel to the ground and see how the foot is properly placed and that it is making a right angle between the hip joint, the knee joint and the that is the ground. So it is very important that the screen is at your eye level and all these angles have to be maintained for you to not end up with any postural deformities. Next slide. Okay, now this is while sleeping. So you can see the center picture, the person sleeping upwards, his face facing upwards, and then in the next row, that is the center picture where the face is, it is to one of the sides, to the left or right. So here also, you have to look for the line of gravity. So see, now what we have something called as the axis of your head and the axis of your entire body. When you're sleeping, it is to be noted that this axis should be in a straight line. So it is important that you should not keep too much big pillow or very, very thin pillow. It has to be really optimum that your head and the body is in the same plane and your head is neither not tilted downwards nor it is tilted upwards. So that is the way it has to be while sleeping. Next. So now we saw the three postures, sitting, standing and sleeping, and which is the correct way of sitting, correct way of standing and correct way of sleeping. So why it is important? Now, as all of you know, physical appearance is one of the main things. So your posture determines your physical appearance. Now, suppose you have two people, two unknown people that you have to go and approach. One person is in the fit, correct physical appearance, and the other person has a hunchback or he is standing straight sideways. So whom do you want to approach? So the person who is fit right in front of your eyes, right? So physical appearance is one of the main things that can be drastically changed with wrong posture. Next slide. Okay, so now we saw what is good posture and what are the benefits. Now, suppose you do not adopt the correct postures, what we discussed earlier, what happens to the body? So the first thing what here it is told at is kyphosis. What happens? Suppose you have habit of making a hunchback for a long time, you lean forward, looking at the mobile, looking at the books in the wrong posture, then slowly and gradually, what the curvature we saw at the thoracic spine, that will start increasing more and it will make your body to have a hunchback. The next thing is lordosis. Now, many people, they have a habit of supporting their hands and making an exaggerated backward bend like this forward and then do. In such cases, they will end up in a abnormal increased curvature of the normal lordosis. Next. So in scoliosis, what happens? Many people, they do not sit properly in the chair. They have a habit of, supporting to the left or to the right for a long time with an abnormal sideways bending of their spine. So the spine starts bending to the side you usually try to accommodate themselves to. So in that cases, it would end up in scoliosis. The next slide. The next is the round shoulder. So usually many of the students or many of, apart from students, even the elders have a habit of aligning themselves to this kind of position, where it is called as round shoulder. It causes a curvature of the neck and it makes your shoulder joint move front. So this is called as round shoulder, which is very bad. So here what is that we need to align is that always look at your earlobe and the shoulder joint. So the line passing through the earlobe and the shoulder joint must always be in straight line. So the first picture is the correct, whereas the second picture is the round shoulder. So it causes a lot of problems, wherein it could cause a lot of breathing difficulties in a long run. So next slide. So these are the various deformities what we saw. So we saw kyphosis, scoliosis, exaggerated lordosis, and the round shoulder. Now, all of this will definitely not happen in a day of 1 or 2. You might say that I've been sitting like this for 1 month, 2 months, nothing has happened. But if you adopt to this posture for years together, definitely you will end up with either of the deformities. So the next thing is advantage of the correct posture and the disadvantage. Now, as the screen reads to yourself, so there are a list of good advantages. But above the points, what I need to tell you is that good posture is always conserves your energy. It helps your organs to function at their maximum vitality. And it also keeps your breathing flow even to all the parts of the body. That is very important. And it also aids the circulation. So these are 4 important things what you have to keep in mind, along with the tabular points that is listed in front of you on the screen. The next. So these are the effects of bad posture. So as we said, people get neck pain, low back pain, headache, digestive deformities, breathing difficulties. So all of this happens again on a long practice of wrong abnormal postures. The next slide. So to tackle all of this, what we have to do is yogasanas. So any asana, so even when you're sitting, you can consider yourself as you're a part of one of the asanas. So whichever asana you are a part of, it has to incorporate 3 properties. So one is Hira and Sukha, 2 properties, and the asana, that is whichever is the posture you are having. So one is that there should be a stability in the posture. Second one is that when you are in that posture, it should not cause any harm to you. Only then it is called as a best asana or the best posture. Now, since we are all, next slide. Since we are all accustomed to the sitting posture most of the time, now keeping that in mind, let us see like how we can manipulate a little bit of things so that in that sitting posture, we are not doing much harm to our body. So now I will demonstrate a set of few exercises what you have to do in your break, just sitting on your chair so that you are not compromising any of the good posture. Okay, now let us do some simple exercises. They are not merely exercises, they are a miniature of exercises actually that we can do wherever we are sitting. So the first thing what we have to adopt is the correct posture while we are sitting. So kindly note the straight spine and relax the shoulders down. Do not do a round shoulder, relax your shoulders and forearm on your palm such that the forearm and the ground is parallel, and you have to rest your feet evenly and without any tension over the ground. Complete flat feet on the ground. So now while sitting, what is that we have to do? So now we will cover a set of little bit of neck and shoulder joint exercises so that it frees the stiffness at those joints. So the first thing is neck rotation, that is sideways turn. So give a 4 count of neck rotation, that is neck turn to the sides. So the first thing, see to it that you inhale while you are turning to the right and exhale while you are coming back to the center. Okay, so this you have to go for 4 counts. So the next thing what we have to do is the neck stretch, that is up and down. So when you're doing, keep your body straight. So this is with respect to the neck stretch. So the next thing what you have to go is to the sideways kick. So we did this. Now we are moving ahead sideways. Okay, so now we did the sideways. Now we are going for the shoulder rotation. So what we have to do, keep your arms, straighten your, both the upper limb over the thighs, and now you have to do for shoulder rotation. Okay, 4 clockwise and 4 anti-clockwise, slowly, and now you can rest. Now the next thing what we are going to do next is the straight back hold. So sit and tightly hold your, join both your hands in the front and hold it tight just front of your body. The next thing, you can do it for 10 seconds. The next thing is holding your hand backwards and stretch for 10 seconds. Okay. The next thing what we are doing is, wherever you are sitting, with the help of your right hand back to the seat, just turn your body and look straight at the level of your shoulder. Again, turn your body. You can use the other hand to support at the level of your shoulder, at the level of your knee joint. The next exercise is the overhead stretch hold. So just lock both your hands while inhaling, stretch it upwards. Look up. Take 2 rounds of normal breathing. While exhaling, come back. So do this for 10 seconds or 4 counts. So the next exercise what we are doing is again the shoulder rotation. I have shown you already once. Do 4 counts of shoulder rotation, clockwise and anti-clockwise. Next slide please. So the next thing is the side shoulder stretch. So wherever you are sitting, while exhaling, take your arm upwards and bend it sideways over your head. So this should be done while exhaling. Inhaling, sorry. Now exhale and bring back the hands to the lap. Now again that should be repeated on the left side also. Inhale and stretch it over your head. Exhale and bring it back down to your lap. So this is the shoulder stretch. And now the next thing what we are doing is the cross shoulder stretch. So many of people have a habit of doing this. Usually they keep doing this. So you can do the same thing in the sitting. So with the help of the other hand, stretch your right hand. You can take the support at the level of your forearm. Stretch, come back, stretch, and come back. So always remember that when you're doing any exercise on one side, you always have to complement with another same repetition of the other side. Otherwise, you can end up with a catch. The next thing what you're doing is the tricep stretch. So above your head, stretch it. Okay, come back to normalcy. Again, stretch it. Come back to normalcy. Now after this again, we'll go for the upward stretch what we have already seen. So inhale, join both your hands, look upwards. Stretch your body completely, stretch your spine, stretch your hand. Now exhale and come back to normalcy, that is to the on the hands on your lap. So the next thing what we are doing is the head up and down. So come back to your sitting posture, normal posture. Now inhale and look upwards. Exhale and look straight. Inhale, upwards. Exhale and look straight. So this is the set of exercises that will be giving you a good, a good push back to your shoulder and to the neck and also to the entire muscles of the upper part of the chest. Now we completed the exercises of the neck and the shoulders. Now the next thing what we will be doing is about the exercise to your eyes. So how to protect your eyes? Next slide. Okay. Now this is something called as it is a part or a variant of Trataka wherein you are focusing your eyeballs to one certain point and you are following the direction. So the object of concentration here is the tip of your thumb and your eyes should be focusing the tip of the thumb. So there are three variants in it. As you can see in the picture, the first one is keep either the right or the left hand, preferably your right hand, just in front of your eyes, straight at so that your shoulder is not either low nor too up. It should be just at the correct length, correct straight line. Okay, now focus on the tip of your thumb. Now, sway it sideways and keep looking at the thumb itself. Your breathing should be normal. It should not be erratic. Slowly sway it left and right. Take care to see that you do not drop your shoulders. So as long as you can move the sideways, you can take it up to that extent. So this particular exercise you have to practice for around 6 to 10 rounds. Now after this next is keep your fingers just very near to the nose tip. Okay, just near to your eyes. So now from here, directly take it full straight forward, straight. And now you sway it sideways. Now sway it sideways. So from the eye level, take it front and now sway it sideways. So as I told you before, whatever you do it from the right, you also have to repeat it the same thing with. So once you do it with your right hand, repeat it with your left hand. Take it straight and sway to the left. The first exercise also you have to do it with both hands. So the next thing is a circular motion. So keep it right front. Now take it up and draw a circle with your completely extended upper limb. Draw a circle. Do not bend. See to it that you are not bending your elbow joint. And come back. So once you did it with your right hand, also do it with your left hand. So this will give a good exercise to your eye muscles, that is the ocular muscles. Next slide. So the next thing is the up and down. Now we did all the other directions. What we are left through is the up and down direction. So the same way, right hand first. Keep it at the level of your shoulder. Stare at the tip of your thumb and take your hand upwards completely to however more you can stretch your neck. Now Keep staring and come down to the normal level. Now take the thumb downwards. Take the thumb downwards. Now keep staring and come back to the normalcy. Now repeat the same exercise with your left thumb. Take care to see that when you are doing this, your posture should never be with a hunchback, or you should never let your spine go to a wrong posture. The next thing what we have to do is it is called as the Nasikagra Drishti. That is, Nasika is your nose and Agra is the tip of your nose. So you have to concentrate both the eyeballs at the tip of your nose and your thumb at the level of the tip of your nose. So now starting from here, now take your thumb forwards, slowly, keep staring until your hand is in complete extension. Keep staring at your thumb. Now slowly come back to the tip of your nose again. So this is called as Nasikagra Drishti. Once you do it with your right hand, kindly repeat it also with your left hand. Next slide. Okay. Now once you have done all this, it will cause a little exercise and straining to your ocular muscle. So we are supposed to bring it back into normalcy so that it de-strains itself. So for that, what we have to do is, after any eye exercise, you have to end it with palming. So what we are supposed to do, rub both your palms vigorously so that it generates heat in your palm. Now, once you feel there is a good amount of heat between your palm, keep it over your eyes in cup shape. Cup shape is very important. Do not put flat palms so that it presses on your eyeball. Just put it in cup shape and you can feel the warmth that is generated from your palm, passing to your ocular muscles. Now you have to do minimum of 5 to 6 cycles of palming. So rub it, cup shape, keep it over your eyes. Cover the entire eyeball socket. So once you do this, it will complete the eyeball exercises. Now the next thing. So until now we saw, Krataka is one of the form of meditation, wherein meditation is nothing but focusing your concentration
power, piston power, piston power, piston power. नहीं किसी से कम, हमें लट्टे के किंग। एवरीबॉडी से नेक्स्ट बॉल, नेक्स्ट बॉल, नेक्स्ट बॉल। मेसा, मेसा, मेसा।
1, 2.
मैकेनिकल, मैकेनिकल, मैकेनिकल। बॉल, बॉल, डीजे, डीजे, डीजे। सुश, सुश। रास्ते की परवाह करेंगे तो मंजिल बुरा मान जाएगी। मैकेनिकल, मैकेनिकल, मैकेनिकल। बॉल, बॉल, मेसा, मेसा, मेसा। एकच पावर, एकच पावर, पिस्टन पावर, पिस्टन पावर, पिस्टन पावर। मेक बॉल, मेक बॉल, मेक बॉल। नावानी ओळख भलेही छोटी का असेना, पण स्वतःची असली पाहिजे. मेसा, 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 मेसा. मेक बॉल, मेक बॉल, मेक बॉल, मेक बॉल. डीजे, डीजे, डीजे. सुश, सुश, सुश. हरलो तरी चालेल, पण मैदान गाजवता आले पाहिजे. मग समोर कोणीही असो, पुढच्या वेळेस नाव ऐकून विचारच केला पाहिजे. एव्हरीबॉडी से, एव्हरीबॉडी से, एव्हरीबॉडी से. मैकेनिकल, 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 मैकेनिकल. बॉल, बॉल, बॉल. मेसा, 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 मेसा. एकच पॉवर, एकच पॉवर, एकच पॉवर, एकच पॉवर. पिस्टन पॉवर, पिस्टन पॉवर, पिस्टन पॉवर. मेक बॉल, मेक बॉल, मेक बॉल, मेक बॉल. जो काम दुनिया को नामुमकिन लगे वही मौका है करतब दिखाने का. मैकेनिकल.